my musical journey has been kind of interwoven with my life's journey because of the obvious reason that I've been playing music all my life, one, and two, my family is musical. So not because maybe I would play music outside, the music was in our home, everybody was musical. So for me, it was kind of a natural calling, I guess. My parents didn't make me play music, but I think they influenced me to play music. Because we were always surrounded by music. We always went to all the shows, went on tour with my dad. I think that kind of influences you as a child. But I can't remember any time my mom or my dad said, you have to play music, that's what you must do, So I decided to do that on my own. My first professional job in music is still my job till today, as a singer in the Egypt 80. And my first job was to open the shows for my dad. I started doing that when I was 8. And I'll play a song before my father came on stage every Friday night at the shrine. I say my first professional job because my father used to pay me. So from opening the shows for my dad, I became the lead singer of the Egypt 80 after my father died in 1997. I released my first album, Many Things, in 2008. And yeah, and I became this, I have never been the leader of the Egypt 80, but I became more, in 2008, I became more like the CEO of the company that we run the band through. And my official title in the band is still lead singer. I think the problem I face is the problem that anybody all over the world that is speaking against the system faces. I personally believe that when people are arrested, and locked up today, it is because they are one with the oppressor and they are trying to give them the old school kind of baptism and blessing. Because the new way of oppressing people that speak the truth today is exclusion. Because all the platforms of disseminating information is controlled by the elites. So if your message doesn't really, if your message doesn't really tally with what the oppressors want the society to think, they exclude you. They don't throw you in jail, they don't beat you. All that is old school. Now they just exclude you. Like, okay, fine. We own all the platforms and we'll just not put you on it. So you can say whatever you want to say, but nobody's gonna hear. And I think that is their biggest power. And that's why we as well have to think for ourselves. Many people all over the world today allow TV to think for them, radio think for them, artists think for them, and they just regurgitate the things that they hear. They don't have what I call an original thought. And until we begin to encourage this original thought in ourselves, that realizations that we've come to based on our own experience in life, based on our own reality, not what somebody is telling us, like, oh, you can be anything you want to be, all these kind of lies that they tell people in society, you are free, free to do what? Are we free to go to a good school, Am I free to enter good transport? Am I free to have good health care? What am I really free to do, other than self-harm, The only thing we are free to do as black people is express individual freedom. That's all you are free to do, And individual freedom is always in detriment to our collective freedom. Well, I actually think these 4 things are connected. I think marriage, social justice, freedom and religion are kind of connected because religion endorses the marriage to have control over the home, and society, society endorses religion, because they want control over the home as well through the religion, So because our home as black people is the decision making, our table, as John Henry Clark said, is our courts. It's where black people make every decision that they want to make in life, So the concept of ownership, runs through this question that you just asked me. You know, because people want you to believe that to love something, you have to own it. You understand? To really love something, you have to own it. That is the perversive ideology of capitalism. The only thing with value are the things that you can own. So for you to love someone, you have to own this person, which is the marriage concept, you know. So forget what we say hypocritical things like love is unconditional, but then we sign marriage agreements and prenup and all that, you know. You better love me and love me alone. My biggest achievement as a musician, I don't think I've achieved it yet, you know, because every step is a step forward. So, yeah, I know what it is. The Egypt 80 band. That is the biggest achievement. I mean, thinking about it, this is about 22nd, 23rd year after Fela. You know, many people said, you know, like, the band is not going to last 2 years, you know, but yeah, it's 22. So I think keeping the band going for 22 years and touring the world with 15 people in the band, you know, I mean, do the maths, you know. And what would I change? I don't know. Everything I've experienced was an experience, so, I mean, taught me something. All the money I wasted on champagne when I was young, when I was still stupid. All champagne and clothes. Yeah. That's it. That's what I would change. I would save all that money and do something proper with it.